Hello and welcome to Nil Dot Talks with AstronEra. I am Kunal and we have a very interesting guest today with us. Her name is Aishwarya and she is a psychologist. So, Aishwarya, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, I am Aishwarya and I work as a consultant psychologist. Apart from that, I'm a movement practitioner and art-based practitioner.
Okay. We were discussing about this question, and it's a very interesting question that Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson has put in his video. He says that he has a fascinatingly disturbing thought. And the thought is that if we look at the closest relative to human beings, it's the chimpanzee. Like we share around 98, 99%
Yes.
of our DNA with chimps. So all that difference in intelligence comes from that 1% difference in DNA. Like a chimp combining a few sign language actions and we building the Hubble telescope and launching it into space comes from that 1% difference. So he asks, what if tomorrow we encounter a life form which is 1% different to us, the way we are 1% different to the chimps? What would that life form be like? And like since you are a psychologist, like I would like to ask, like how would a psychologist imagine that life form?
Wow, that's such an interesting question. If I would encounter, I'm just reframing it.
Yeah.
If I encounter another life which is different, 1%, the way we are from the chimps, right?
Yeah.
I think it will be a very beautiful encounter with this species altogether
Mm.
as humans, because I think human being as a species has elevated themselves to be at such a superior level where they're losing out on a lot of aspects which are so huge in the nature, in the space, and it is going to be a very, experience which is going to hold them close to their own self. So, first of all, it's going to be a magic. I don't know how every human being is going to be encountering that. For me, I'll say for me personally, I think I'd really like to be uh, not associated. No. Not actually not associated. It'll be like I would like to live a day with this species in my life to actually see what does a day look like. Do they even live by days? Do they even live by the clock 24 hours? Do they even live by the week? And something which I always like doing something new. So I would really like to spend one day with this species or a week if a day is really small.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I like to do.
Yeah, but my question to you was a little more specific. Like, since you're a psychologist, I would like you to push your imagination a little bit and
I'm just trying
imagine.
to do that.
Yeah, imagine how the species would look like. How would you imagine them to be?
Oh, it can be. I really hope it's not something human. It doesn't have the two legs, two arms, face, but an altogether entire one body, or something which is so light in weight, or something which is no. I would like something which is huge, but something light in weight, easy to move with, something which is fluid, or any other elemental which is. In its gaseous, solid, or a liquid state and stands in front of me, which I'll really come to know this is not a human planet from. It's an alien planet.
Yeah.
So, something that way, I think.
Okay. Interesting. So, in the video, Dr. Tyson says that since these life forms would be 1% more intelligent to us, why would you think that they would want to communicate with human beings? So, like, why would humans be able to communicate with them? Because, like, when was the last time you had a conversation with a bird or a worm? Or a dog, like you didn't expect a reply from your dog, right? So if these beings are so intelligent than us, like why would they try to talk to us? Or if they talk to us, what would they talk about?
Okay, I think this will be something which the human should know their place in the universe.
Okay.
Type of an encounter. It's not something that they should come and talk in terms of why should I go and talk to humans, but it can be human need to know that they're not the only one existing in this universe. They cannot be superiorly dominating towards the nature and towards the space. You need to, the way COVID stopped certain things during this entire 2 years of pandemic, I would really feel that human as a species would really be grateful for the nature that they live in, they'll come to know that we cannot keep dominating the entire nature. It's gonna be a boomerang, and we never know what is gonna come after that. COVID, I would still say, was in a lot of control in terms of medical and life sciences. But when it's space, it's something I think so much beyond human capacities that we are like, I think even the researches which are being happening are in really, really small numbers. So for the humans to, just come back and not be exploiting the planet Earth will be a super lesson, which I think I would want the humans, including me, to be taught.
Okay, so you believe that if there are aliens out there, they won't exploit planet Earth?
Okay, but I think I won't deny that. But at least human as a responsible, or humans when they hold responsibility for their actions would at least start taking place.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
maybe how to deal with aliens can come into picture. Uh, from the formation of Earth till now, in my knowledge, you can make me aware if I'm wrong. The aliens haven't really touched planet Earth and exploited any of the resources till now, as much as the human has.
Yeah.
So, in terms of environment, in terms of the global warming, in terms of the new coming human species, if they want to survive, they need to be a little more aware, a little more open to all of these new bodies encountering which come on Earth.
So you also said that humans are not in any way superior to other beings. Like we should be respecting if we encounter such a species. But if we look at history, humans have always exploited their fellow mates. Like when they discovered a new continent, when they discovered new lands, they went there and they almost ruined the native people over there. So if tomorrow we encounter an alien species, and since we are also talking about colonizing Mars and like people are claiming that they are going to have land on Moon, do you think that when we have such perspectives, would we treat that species with respect?
That's what I said. We haven't got anything which is beyond our capacities. I think people in your field have encountered what human actually is in this universe. Coming to the layman, it's going to take time, but as soon as we see these bodies, these this different species, I think it'll reflect a lot. That sense of awareness, that sense of alertness will strike through for all of these humans. To which, what was your question?
Like if we like, why do you think that we would not exploit this species? Would we treat them with respect?
Again, like how I mentioned, even if it's not exploiting with them or for them or against them or even the species, you'll at least take some body. When we have antibodies in the body, it's not immediately they go through your body and you're like, fine, and now I have antibodies for the disease, right? It takes time to even regulate it in your body. You fall sick, then you come out taking medicines to even, like the way you took the COVID vaccines. Same way it's going to be the encounter with these alien species. When you come to, you don't know what they're going to bring to you. To get aligned and attuned with what they have to bring, you need to take those chances of, okay, what are they doing, what are they not doing. And in that, your entire cognition, the concept of evolution, I think we can add on to that concept of evolution when we have these alien species coming on Earth and having an interaction with them.
Nice. Since you're a psychologist and like there have been a lot of movies made on aliens, and when we imagine them, some people say that they will be telepathic and they'll be able to communicate with each other without words. So, like you being a psychologist, I would like to ask you that what if a life form was able to communicate with each other through telepathy? How would their psychology look like?
Okay, what would their psychology be like? I think I am trained in human psychology. Okay. So, with the aliens, I doubt that I'll be able to do that, how their psychology would work with the humans. Then I think I would bring in the dance element with them. They would at least have some body, some structure, okay, through aliens, I don't imagine them to be like minor insects. So they would be visible with a huge, nice body, height, and a structure. So I think I'll bring in the movement element with them to communicate and for them to see what they're trying to uh, express. And this is also so much based on our interpretation, because I doubt even if they would come out to be expressing something, because emotions, feelings, thoughts, this is just so human. And
Yeah.
it's not, even if you go a little bit to the animal kingdom, it's not even there in any of the animals. Or
Yeah.
maybe the animal communication thing is coming up, but I really don't come from a lot of orientation from what happens in animal communication. But the thoughts, language, emotions, feelings, of course a lot of animals do have emotions, because that's a basic function of the brains and the biology of each living species. So, but yeah, I think I'll really like to explore the movement part with the aliens and humans for communication.
Yeah.
And I would look forward to this.
What if we were able to sense each other's thoughts? Like, let's say we both are sitting over here, and instead of communicating through words, we are just communicating through thoughts. But then there are thoughts inside us that we don't want the other person to hear or listen.
Right.
So, if there was a species like that, so do you think they would be able to communicate peacefully with each other?
Do you communicate to all the humans around you peacefully?
Sometimes I try to,
Yeah, but does it always end up with consciously it's peace?
yeah, I mean, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But like, I'm asking from a different point of
Okay,
view.
isn't this the first world issue that we do not really have a lot of peace going on around in the world within humans who have been living with each other for so many millions of years? We are not able to cognitively, peacefully, through communication, through words, not able to settle this. Do you really feel that the bodies which are going to be coming to us and you immediately want to be communicating with them peacefully? Do you think it's even practically possible?
That's why we are here. Actually, that's what we are trying to figure out. So yeah, I mean, that's an interesting perspective you have over there. So Aishwarya, I would like to ask you, since you're a psychologist, is there a connection between psychology and astronomy?
So, astronauts are humans,
Yeah.
who go to space and they come back. So, everywhere where psychology, where humans are, human psychology is always going to be useful. Okay, right from prenatal, when the fetus is formed, to the person who
Is a
dies.
grown up.
Yeah, grown up, like through all the stages of life, even when the person is gone, you have the genetics on which a lot of psychology research is going on. So yes, definitely there's a huge connection. To answer your question, there's a huge connection for astronomy and psychology. So what can be done is a good level of psychological assistance can be given to astronauts who are training to get into astronomy, the space, to or the entire sector. So when it comes to, because I'll give you a simple example. When you travel across continents, you have a jet lag, and that's how your brain is not functioning and constantly needs sleep, because it's just trying to attune to the weather, the time zone that you are in, and then you come and adjust to where things are. Same way when you go to in training for astronomy, the astronauts are put into a certain environment for them to train. And it starts with the thought process. Basically, when it's in your head, you try to find answers towards a lot of things. Astronomy is also evolved from the curiosity, the intense curiosity to find out what's there out in the space. And from there, thinking on those lines with a thought which come to you to dig in the curiosity, then start the training for how to give you the psychological assistance in pre-training, during, and post-training. Why post-training is also, let's start with the pre. So when it comes to communicating people from different nationalities, or even amongst the group members who are going there together, to at least understand what personality, where the person is coming from, the way basics for which you need to know where you want to give in and also hold back in certain ways. Plus, when you go in a very different environment, your body reacts different. Same, your mind also reacts different. The brain is not able to attune to where you are, where you're coming from. And so this way, when you train, and I don't know, there's a lot of good researchers who say that the things that are in your mind, in your brain, you do have a control over certain things. So when you keep working that way towards achieving the mental health goals in terms of your training, or I know what I'm going to do for next 6 months, 6 years, in terms of my training, automatically your body and the mind connection forms well, and then you're able to give the best out of what you want to do in that space. And during this is so important, the small problem solvings which are there, definitely they're so intellectually, I think I don't think intellectually the astronauts are at their peak of performance when they're in the space, the sense of alertness. So
there's a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of pressure. So the brain ultimately does need rest at some time. But when there's an overpressure, you're not able to do that. So, dealing with sleep cycles, with your food, the body-mind connection, you need to know where the body needs to come first, in places where you need to know where the mind comes first, and working towards your own self. I think this discovery of self as an astronaut would be a beautiful thing to explore, to be at the best of your performance when you're out in the space. And ultimately, when you come back, you stay there for such a long time, things on Earth have changed. There are certain things which you would be looking forward to, certain things you come back with your memories, your work experience, and it cannot always turn out to be into trauma, but the good and bad experiences, compiling them and living your life ahead is a task a lot of intellectual find it difficult to cope up with. Okay, because when we come back, we need to attune to the environment we live in, to the office, to even if you leave with your family or by your own self, the change is so drastic. You just see the difference when you travel through two different countries. This is two different universe that you're traveling through. So the impact that it has on your brain. So yes, I mean, why not? Not in my expertise, but yes, psychology and astronomy does really have a lot of relevance. And let's see what the research has to bring in.
Yeah, that's amazing. So Aishwarya, we are moving towards the last part of our show, and we have a rapid fire round for you.
Okay.
And I have a few questions.
Okay.
So let's start.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I'll be giving you 3 options.
Okay.
And you have to choose an option. Okay, it's a rapid fire round. Okay. So the first question is, if you get a chance to relive your life as one of these people, who would you be? A. Albert Einstein. B. Kalpana Chawla. C. Carl Sagan.
Albert Einstein.
Okay, cool. If the Miller's planet from Interstellar was habitable with the time slippage, which one of these things would you take there on the planet? The guy of your dreams, a joint, or your favorite music?
My favorite music.
Okay. If you had a chance to turn yourself into an alien, which one would you be? A. Avatar. B. E.T. C. Thanos. Okay.
Yes.
Marvel fan, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were an alien with advanced technology, which one would you offer to the Earthlings? A time machine. B. Interstellar travel. C. Telepathy. Okay. Yeah, coming from psychology, of course you would go for telepathy.
Yes.
If you had the chance to fix one thing on Earth, what would you fix? A. Poverty. B. Pollution. C. Population.
Okay.
And
pollution and poverty. That's the sequence I think I'll follow. I broke the rapid fire, but yes.
Okay, fair enough. If you had a chance to travel across the solar system, which one of these planets would you go on? A. Mars. B. Saturn. C. Neptune.
Neptune is so beautiful. Neptune.
Any specific reason why Neptune?
The color.
Okay.
I don't know, it's so attractive. The planet itself is attractive, and I just felt like going to Neptune right now.
Okay, so this is the last question.
Uh-huh.
And this is for everyone. If you had a chance to meet Dr. Tyson, what would you say? Option A, travel to AstronEra's office to do a Nil Dot Talk. Option B, get AstronEra people to come wherever you are to do a Nil Dot Talk. C, do a Nil Dot Talk with AstronEra people over a video call.
I think coming here would be the greatest thing, you know. Why not? You guys do such wonderful things. AstronEra's office is the
Yeah.
place he has to come to.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, it was so nice to meet you, Aishwarya,
Yes.
and I hope we'll have you back on this podcast. And that's it, guys. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. And cheers, guys.